Hello, everybody. It's me, Ava, aka Kahlyssa. How is everybody? Did you enjoy your week? Oh my God, that was an amazing week, right? Getting in touch with our inner child and reconnecting once again. So, hi, Anna. I'm just going to wait for everybody to come in and see. Hi, John. I'm just so glad. I was just sitting here waiting for more people to come in. I'm going to give a few more minutes so everybody won't have to try and catch up. I try to start on time for people who are like, stuck to linear thinking for time and stuff. So, John, did you see me last week, right? So, did anybody do anything with the bubble gum or try my meditation for the path of knowledge? I'm just going to sit here and play with my rocks until some more people show up. But today's topic is not going to be as exciting as far as fun. It's about forgiveness and that whole process of that, But I hope you guys had a magnificent week. And I want to take the time right now just to say I am so humble. And I want to say how much I appreciate you guys and how much I appreciate you coming in and stopping by and sharing in the spiritual enlightenment and the things that I have been shown and taught, given to teach, coach, etc. And this week has been very interesting for me. So, I don't even know where to begin. How about the beginning? We start at the beginning? Okay. So this week I've been trying to get, do more things to make myself happy. And what I've paid attention to is I only like to sleep. That's what makes me happy. So I'm going past the inner child part and going straight to the baby part where they do all the sleeping. Yes, man. Love me some sleep. Woo! I can't get enough of it. And I don't know what's going on with the energies and everything, but they were saying people are tired during this time anyway, but I don't know. My energy is always, I can find me a nice fluffy bed and I am in it. Okay? I'm out. I love to just be underneath a bunch of covers and everything. It's fantastic. I'm just thinking about it. I need a moment. Okay, I'm back. Okay. So I think I have waited long enough and I'm just going to start. Okay, so if anyone is watching and you don't let me know that you're watching, I can't acknowledge and know who's on with me. Okay, so if you're watching and I have more than just Anya and John on here, please give me a shout out so that I know that you're here. Okay? All right. Here we go. Forgiveness versus doormat. Okay. Hey, Shan, how you doing? Thank you for stopping by. Appreciate you and all that you do. Mwah. I'm going to discuss the difference between forgiveness and letting people just walk all over you. Okay? All right. in the spiritual journey, or just in religions and things, they teach us that we're supposed to be forgiving. But no one really tells us what that entails. They say turn the other cheek. Then they say meekness, be meek. You're supposed to forgive people when they do something to you. But then but no one explains that, because you have the ego that stands right out in the front, right? So what do we do with that? All right? Our ego, remember I said ego is the first line of defense to the heart. So it's going to automatically stand in front and say, no, there's block. There's no way I'm going to let you in, because my heart, my job is to protect my heart. So a lot of times you'll block it, and the ego will stand up in front and say, I don't know what make you think you're going to do this to me, because I'm not. You got that reaction. Or you have very violent reaction. Some people are very violent. They're physical, right? You have that one. Then you have people that are very vindictive, or I'm trying to think of this word. It starts with an S, I think. Give me a second. It's not here. Anyway, so they're vindictive or spiteful. There it is. Okay, well, that's true. I was like, why didn't they tell me that? And they said, well, you didn't ask. I love being able to channel. It's a wonderful thing. I'm telling you, life is never boring. I'm telling you. Oh, man. Hey, Bass, what's going on? All right. So, like I was saying, good evening. Very glad for you to join us. I'm very happy that you're here. I appreciate you and all that you do. Okay? I was just beginning to explain how ego stands in front and takes over when we're trying to, learn what forgiveness is, when someone does something to us. Okay? So, we also have situations where we're taught to turn the other cheek. Okay, someone does something to us. Okay, well, you let that slide, and then you turn around, you turn the other cheek, and you let that slide. But okay, first of all, when we're dealing with hey, Kelly, thank you for stopping in. When we learn how to forgive someone, we must do it in a spiritual way, right? We're all awakening, and we're trying to figure out exactly what that path is, and we don't want to screw it up and backslide, they call it. But in reality, you can't. Once you've jumped over that line, hi, Alicia. Once you've jumped over that line, it becomes a whole different shebang-a-bang. So I'm going to help you out and what to do, and tame ego and put it in the back seat as the toddler it is, and let your subconscious be your guide. Okay? Jiminy Cricket says let your conscious be your guide, but that's the matrix ego. We don't want that to be your guide. We want your subconscious to be your guide. That's your soul, your heart, and that's very significant. So that's what we're going to work with. Okay? All right. The real sacrificial lamb. Okay. The real sacrificial lamb, what are you giving up of yourself when you're turning the other cheek and doing this forgiveness thing? We have to face how we feel about that, right? So what we're looking at is, well, I don't want to seem like a weakling or a weak ass. I don't want to seem like I want nobody to be able to just walk all over me. And what is it that you're trying to prove exactly? What is it that you're giving up of yourself to do this? This is what you think you're doing when you're not doing that. Okay? What you're actually doing is not letting anyone disturb your inner peace. That's what this is all about. Surprise! Forgiveness simply is not allowing anyone to disturb that inner peace you got going on there. Okay? How much of your energy do you wish to give up or give way to some negative BS or to something that's trying to knock you off your path or knock you off your spiritual journey or knock you out of your whole inner being? I'm hearing inner being. Your connection to source. See, when you have inner peace and that direct connection to source, there's nothing that can rock your boat. There's nothing that can disturb that inner peace. There's nothing that anyone can say to you that will take you out of who you are. I'll give you an example. Okay, we're going to a store and there always seems to be this one cashier. And like all the other lines is full of people. But you notice one particular one is just got this attitude every time she waits on you. But you gotta go, right? So we're like, there's only 2 people in this line. So we stand there and we take this line. We go in this one. Okay. So we're gonna stand in there and we say, okay, I'm not gonna let her rock me. I'm not gonna let her rock me. Then it comes your time. And then she be like, so-and-so. That's $24. And just the whole energy that she just puts off is just nasty. She throw your stuff around, throw it in the bag any old kind of way. This is something just to knock you off. Okay? And I get the picture of Miyagi. You guys know, right? The Karate Kid. Or you see studying like this. He's in this set and he's got one leg on this little tiny pillar and trying to steady themselves, right? That's what it's like. Don't let anyone knock you off your pillar of inner peace. Okay? Now, let's go back to this forgiveness thing. Okay. Hey, Warren. So proud of you. Now that's a real coach right there. Bodybuilding and everything. Anyway, all right. I'm getting off of things. Hey, Christy. Forgiveness. When a person step on your foot, you say, okay, I'll let that slide. Or are you one that's like, don't you see me standing here? Why would you do that? Okay? Or the person will be like, you should watch where you're going. And they stepped on your foot. What do you do with that? If you take a moment, how many seconds is that? Let's count it. They step on your foot. That's 1 second. The pause in between, that's 2. Watch where you're going. That's 3. So like within 5 seconds, you're going to let somebody disturb the inner peace that you've worked months, I'm saying months, to build for that? Or are you just going to, pick your battles is where I'm going with that. Pick your battles. Okay? That's a forgiveness. And you know what you do? You notice they're gone. Now, yes, someone invaded your space. Yes, someone stepped on your foot or they was rude or whatever. Now what? Now you going to let that one little thing ruin your entire day? I don't think so. No, we're not going to do that. All right? Now, let's get into another deeper set of forgiveness. You got that one friend. At least that's what you call them. You call them a friend. But whenever you need something or you require their assistance, they're not there. I'm going to say it again. Whenever you require their assistance, you're not there. But whenever they need something, you're always right there. Now, that's a two-part thing right there. Why are you always right there? Let's figure that out first. Okay? Is it because you like to be helpful? Or is it because you want to be, let's see what they call it. I call it the eager beaver syndrome. Okay? I'm right here. I can do it. I will help this one. I'm right here. I can do that. I'm right here. And why is there the eager beaver syndrome? The eager beaver wants attention, wants approval from whom? And why? Why do you find it necessary to have approval? For what? You want people to like you? For what? These people don't pay your bills. You know what? Let's get 3D about it for a second. If they don't pay your bills, what the hell you damn care if they like you or not? Just saying. Just saying. And then next thing you know, you're in servitude. And you know how I feel about that. That is not what we're here to do. We are not here to serve people. Okay? You see how this is growing into bigger things? It started off with a little bit of forgiveness thing. Now it's becoming doormat. All right? Let me show you some more stuff. Then you got the hero. I can do it. I'm here to save the day. The person that's always, somebody got a problem and so can do it. I will fix it. The person who finds it necessary to fix people. The person that finds it necessary to be the hero, to take care of it, to come save the day. Why? Is it because you feel that something that went down in your past? I feel good about myself when I help other people. Why? What's the intent behind feeling good about helping other people? And when does it stop becoming something that you just automatically do, but you tired and you don't want to do it anymore, but you continuing to do it because you have put yourself in that position where people can rely upon you? Now you always there. You always the one. You always the one that got the money. You always the one that got the answers. You always the one that got the ride. You always the one that can do something. You always the one that can come through. Why is that? Now you becoming doormat. It wears our inner peace. And we're not being true to ourselves. We're not loving ourselves. And the more we give out of ourselves, how much are we giving away? How much are we give way to? Okay, let me give you another example. There's nothing wrong with helping another being. There's nothing wrong with helping another soul. There's nothing wrong with being there for someone. But when it becomes habit forming, you said guilty. When it becomes habit forming, you become doormat. I did a video about in the know. It's a play on words. It's N-I-N, duh, D-A, no. It's N-O, learning how to say no. But you're being in the awareness of knowing, K-N-O-W, of when to say no. Okay? Now, let's bring it back before we get too far out there. All right. Forgiveness. Let me show you how. Let me show you how you do this. Someone in your family comes to you and they betray you with something that you trusted them with, a secret. right? This hurt you to your core. Do you forgive them? Or do you hold a grudge? Take a minute and think about it. Let's backtrack a little bit. You know this person can't hold water. They're like a sifter trying to hold some water. You know what I'm saying? Now, anything you tell them, you know they're going to, if they share your other folk business with you, what you think they doing about your business? Ain't nothing sacred. So you trusted to do that to yourself. Universe said, okay, well, you know that this person, you can't be trusted with stuff. So why in the world would you tell them? Now, let me tell you how you take this and break this down. You trusted it with him. Now, trusted the information or the secret with this person. Then you turned around, found out that this person has told your business. And now, what are you supposed to do? Are you supposed to be mad at them? For one, you knew it. And for two, the person you should really be angry with is yourself. But the anger has been displaced onto the person. Because you're the one that knew better. And you're angry that you let yourself do that. I knew better. And you'll say to yourself, why in the world did I trust this person? I knew better. I don't know. I shouldn't have done it. And I know, and it just all runs around in your head. So what do? You have to forgive them. That's that person. That's all that they can do. Until you learn the lesson. Forgiveness is a lesson. Something that has to be learned through experience. If you have someone that you argue with all the time, they just have to have the last word. Or they just have to know everything that they know it all. Do you argue with this person? How much of yourself or energy are you giving away to this person? See how this it's like a spider web. It starts with forgiveness, then it branches out to doormat, then it branches out to other things, and it's all entangles. When it all comes back to how much energy you wish to release or waste or allow to disturb your inner peace. Oh, but a tangled web we weave. At first we practice to deceive. We're deceiving ourselves when we know better. Okay? When we know better. Now let me show you how you do this. Somebody comes along, the person that, the family member, and they told your story. Now it's exposed. Let me show you what the matrix and ego does. Okay. For one, ego says be angry with the person. When it's your fault to begin with. Who told you to tell them? You know the person couldn't be trusted with the information in the first damn place. So it's your fault that you did that. So you ain't nobody to blame but yourself. All right. The second thing is, now your secret's out. Here's the fear, which brings on the anger that it was told. Okay? Now everybody gonna know your business. Something that you shame of. Okay, well, what's the shame thing? Let's work on that. See, this now it's even bigger. There's whole nother row of webbing. Okay? And that stems from the fact that you shame about something you did. Well, if you shame about it, why are you telling it? That should be between you and God's source. Only. You and God's source only. And there's nothing to be ashamed of, because you have to forgive yourself for doing it in the first place. And that's where the forgiveness begins. You forgive them because you forgive yourself in the first place. Here's another one. Okay. Distraction from focus. The enemy, people know, that are in religions and religious sectors. They say the devil is always trying to get in the way. He always throwing something out there. Blah, 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 blah. Let's take this back a little bit. Now, I'm not saying that he don't, but he does. But sometimes we're giving him more credit than he deserves. Let's cut his shit down, okay? The devil, Satan, dark forces, whatever you want to call it, entities, blah blah blah. Stop giving them so much damn credit when it's universe that's just showing your ass what you should be doing or shouldn't be doing, or bringing your attention to something that needs to be corrected within yourself. Did you get that? The universe is just showing you something that you need to correct within yourself. All right? Here we go. Why are you working on yourself? Why are you getting this inner peace? Those are tests. Here comes the person. Okay? Here comes the person that's going to walk on you and say, watch where you going. Are you going to really let that happen? Or are you going to stand up and just be like, you know what, I ain't even today. Not with you. You just not worth it. I don't even know you. And it's been within 5 seconds. And they have gone away. And it was a test to see. These things are tests that your higher self and universe, and sometimes God source, really it's all God source, but the way he has it orchestrated is through universe and your higher self work together to see how far you've come in your spiritual journey, to show you how far you've come in your spiritual journey, to see if you're ready for the next step. Okay? It will show you. Now, a lot of times you'll say, I'm quite sure now, you'll start to give some sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? There are tests that are given at certain points in your journey to see if you're ready to take it higher, to test to see, to show you your growth. I'm quite sure at this point now, there are things that you would look upon in your past and be like, I remember when I would have knocked this person out. But you haven't, and you won't, because you refuse to allow that inner peace to be disturbed. Hey, Frankie. You refuse to allow the inner peace to be disturbed. No one is that damn important. And I'm going to repeat myself. Nobody is that damn important, because your inner peace is your connection to Father. Father is not in chaos. Father is not in hatred. Father is not in any negative stuff, okay, at all. So realize that there comes a time when you're going to have to learn how to pick your battles. And see where you want to go from there. Why in the world would you allow anyone to throw you off course? Now, ego says, you keep allowing these people to do these things. That's what's in your mind. That's the conscious talking. Why you keep allowing people to do these things? Okay. That's when subconscious mind come in. Spirit says, hey, there's a difference between allowing people to do things and me choosing my battles. wisely and where I wish to spend my energy. A lot of times there's stuff on Facebook and people will start these little topics of conversation and stuff, and they'll be like, they'll share a link of things that have transpired in the world or something has happened to someone else. And what they'll do is they'll start this topic and everybody will just chime in. And I would have been like this and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, it's a damn shame and da, 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 da. Now, let me tell you something. You know how many of those I walk away from? Because I'll start typing. I said, and I'm be the one on the left. Of course, you know, I'm the one on the left all the time. So I'll start typing my thing and say, no, you shouldn't be this way because, oh, I'll give you an example. I don't even need to, I can give you a perfect example. I don't know if you guys saw this story about this woman who left her baby or a toddler on a step of her, Gypsy, left her toddler on the steps of her, the baby's father and just left. Now, they all said, well, I would deny her visitation rights and I would do this and she should be thrown in jail. Blah, 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 blah. First of all, he who is without sin cast the first stone. How dare we judge anyone? And you know how I feel about judging, and this is just going to have to come up until I let this go. How dare they judge anyone? First of all, we don't know if that woman even had a place to live. What if she didn't have a place to live? She was like, you know what? Let me sit this child with the father. Better off with him than with me. And then my next question was, maybe she has a drug addiction and she knows that the child is not best with her. So this is where I'm going in this long thread of everybody else casting stones. You see how you turn that and transmute that and switch focus for a different perspective, point of view. We never know anyone's circumstances. So I choose in that situation, that's where I'm spending my energy to show the correct way. That is picking a battle. Choose wisely. I'm trying to transmute the negative into a positive. Right? Think about that. So we're not allowing people to just do things to us. What we're doing is we're training ourselves. See, you know what? This is something that's coming to me right now. We always praying for something. I told y'all, I keep telling you and warning you about what you pray for. Okay. Oh, Father, please give me strength. So he give you more stuff that you got to endure. Oh, Father, please, teach me how to forgive people. Well, there you go. There you go. You asked for it. There it is, right there on a platter. A big ass platter. Here you go. Take as many servings of that as you want. Teach me how to forgive. Well, there it is. Okay. So here comes the situation with the person at the cashier. And that's a whole nother thing too. I'm going to teach y'all about how you give off the aura or the presence of people. And the energy that you present yourself with and manifesting things, and you can change it if you wish. Okay, but we're not going to get off on that right now. Okay, but you asked to show me how to forgive people. So you got the cashier, you got the person that stepped on your foot or knocked into you and said, watch where you going. Then you have the one, you got people that tell your business and you allowed it. So there goes that. And it'll keep bringing you examples and tests and more training. It's training. You asked for that. So if you don't want that to happen anymore with these tests and things, hey, Baji, then stop asking for it. Stop praying for it. Say, you know what? I'm good. I'm good, universe. I don't need any more training on learning how to forgive a damn soul because I can't do this. I prefer not to do this anymore. Okay? All right. Now, let's go to the doormat aspect of it. Okay. People confuse. What? We're going to talk about that. When this is done, we're going to talk about that. I don't want to forget that. That's for sure. Okay. This is what we're going to do. A person is forgiving compared to a person who is a doormat. It's always the intent behind the actions that we do. Okay? It's not the actions themselves, but the intent behind the action. So, if we always say, well, that's okay, they don't have to so-and-so. Is it because you're hiding? Is it because you've been abused? You've been taking a back seat on so many things. You have so low self-esteem, no self-worth. You don't love yourself. You don't have self-confidence, and you always taking a step back behind things. People walk all over you. That's a doormat. Okay? That is a doormat. That's not forgiveness. That's something completely different. The intent is different. Instead, it's like, you know what? I'm just going to take a step back. I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to exhale that negativity out because I'm transmuting it to something positive. And I'm going to center myself and say, this is my inner peace that shall not be disturbed. That's forgiveness. Did you see the difference between the two? Forgiveness versus doormat. Okay. All right. When universe keeps presenting these events, what's it doing? Does anybody know what it's doing? Okay. The universe is not just giving you training, but it is telling you and asking you, when is enough going to be enough? How long are you going to tolerate this? And this is the doormat side. Okay? How long are you going to continue letting this person run you over? How long are you going to continue letting a person, letting people do things to you? Now, there's a difference for standing up for your rights and just being a bully. Okay? I'm not going to do the type of thing. There's a difference. There's always that extra line to cross that puts you into a whole nother sector. Okay? So let's look at it this way. All right. Why does a person keep mistreating you? Okay? May I borrow your car? Sure. Okay. Why are you letting this person borrow your car? I'm not getting in your business or nothing, but let's find out the intent behind our actions. That's where we need to start. I'm going to say it again. What is the intent behind our actions? That's where it all starts, okay? And once we know the intent behind why we do what we do, we can change the whole dynamic of our manifestations and environment in our existence. I cannot repeat that. So you might have to listen to it again because I could not repeat it. But think about this. Do you want someone to like you? Is that why you're letting them borrow your car? Maybe they'll like me if I do that. Okay? That's one intent. What's another intent? Well, I need gas in my car. And I don't have any money. And every time, hey, Jennifer, what up, girl? How you doing? It's good to see you. Why in the world? So I'm going to let this person borrow my car because they always put gas in it. Now, really? That's the intent. Protection of self-esteem is a good intent. This is not EBHC. Yes, as long as it doesn't cross that line and become ego. Where a person, starts, everything is about them. And it stands out instead of, what's the word I'm looking for? I'll get it. It'll come. This is doing me at the Sukimi. Namanieta Hanata. The intent. Oh, okay. So the intent. So the intent is of good, is of positivity. So, you're trying to grow and evolve. So you ask and you say, is this of my greatest and highest good? Before you react at all. That's on a whole nother level. So before you, and I'm just going to break off from what I'm saying real quick because I want to deal with Baji and what she's saying. When something happens, our first reaction when we're in our spirituality, we know, okay, we're self-aware. So we step back for a second and we take a breath and we center ourselves, right? And then we act. But in that moment, if you really want to go deep, then you take a second and you ask, is the way I wish to react of my greatest and highest good, is it ego or is it something else? If you get ego, then rethink your action, your response, okay? Or leave it alone. I hope that helped you in answering your question. Did it answer your question okay? Okay. Yes, I was. Okay. All right. So going back to why you allowing somebody to use your car. All right. So the other person said, okay, well, hey, Ty. Hey, baby. Okay, good. I'm glad I was able to answer. All right. So the person's borrowing your car. Now, you either have the intent because you want them to like you, trying to make friends, or because you want to use them. There's the two of them we got so far. Now, what's another reason why you would allow someone to use your car? Okay. Another reason is I want to be a hero. I'm here to save the day. Here we go. Why do you find it necessary to be a hero? That's ego. Trying to save the day. You don't have to save the day. It's not your job to save the day. Okay? It's not your job to be the savior. Okay? It's not. So let that shizzle go. Now that's another intent it shouldn't be. Okay. What's another reason why you would allow someone to use your car? The next reason is because you want a name for yourself. You want street cred. In other words, oh yes, so-and-so is this. Talk you up. Ego. Talk you up. Yeah, so-and-so is so-and-so. You borrow your car, they do this and that makes you feel good because you the man. Really? Another poor reason of intent, okay? That's not a good one either, all right? So we have to first understand the intent behind our actions. And that will totally change the parameter of what's going on, all right? Now, none of these things, these intents for letting someone use your car is a good intent. Okay? And what happens, it becomes doormat, and you don't even know it. In some cases, it becomes doormat. Or sucker, whichever one you choose. And what will happen is your soul, that being soul, will know it. Why are you allowing them to do this? This is not the right intent that you're doing this. Now, in the ego mind is like, I don't like the way this makes me feel. You down, you depressed because nobody's there for you when it comes time. There you go. There's another word. What? Todd said last girl he let borrow his car, broke his transmission. Damn. Jesus. I'm sorry, Todd. I bet you learned your lesson with that, didn't you? There's a saying about men, and I'm going to just say this real quick. There's a saying about men that be like, I'll let you borrow my wife before you let me borrow my car. But it's true. It's so true. No. Wow, man. But you know what? That's why we talking about how the universe keeps presenting these events and occurrences and opportunities for growth and learning. Because it becomes, when is enough? And that's a very good point to bring up as well. What's the intent behind letting someone borrow your cars? Because you love them. Now I'm going to leave it just right there. But is it that they always need something from you? Are they taking advantage of the fact that you love them and care for them? Pick your battles. See truth and things for what they are. Dig deep and learn about yourself and the intent behind what you're doing. Do you think that a person, cars need to be scrapped in 10 years, lend them when you are close to the end of its life? That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Wow. Find out if you're giving it so that the person will love you. That's a very good one. I didn't even remember that, but thanks, Ty. Thank you. The intent is to, maybe this person will love me if I do these things. Again, doormat. Okay? The intent behind the actions change the whole dynamic or parameter of the situation. All right. Now, let's go back to forgiveness. Okay. We're going to use another example. Someone has passed away. And they did something to you before they died. And you carried this grudge for years. What do you do about that? Hey, Daniel. What do you do about that? When you carry this grudge for all this time and you wait till they die to forgive them, or you let them take it to the grave, or what? I don't know which either or is incorrect. What up, Lewis? Yo, what's going down? Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. I'm honored. Thank you. Mwah! Mwah, 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 mwah. What in the world do you think a spiritual person should do in this instance? Forgive? Forgiveness is something that's easier to do in energy than it is for you. You gonna dig up your body and break their bones? No. No, what you're going to do is you're going to let it go. This is a part of letting go. Forgiveness is letting go. Picking your battles wisely is letting go. Not putting negative energy or feeding negative energy anymore into your existence. We're trying to pull up the weeds of negativity and all that's incorrect in your existence, and trying to plant new seeds and let the germination of new growth, development, love, and positivity, abundance of good grow within yourself, outside of yourself, and in the world. It's all connected. Okay? All right. So we're going to forgive this person. Now, I'm not saying that you're supposed to go bake them some food, and then go do, no. You're not going to go out of your way and trying to make them like you. Don't let that turn into that. Okay? You're just going to just let it go. Forgive whatever the situation is and learn how to talk it through. You just simply say, come from a place of the heart. When you did blah, 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 it hurt me. I entrusted you with something and you hurt me. Open yourself. You're already vulnerable to what has transpired. Leave the heart open to talk about it. And say, you know what? I'm not angry with you. I'm not upset with you, but I require time to release this hurt. And this is something that you have to process within those 5 seconds of somebody getting in your way, saying, you should watch where you're going. These are things you have to process in 5 seconds. You can do it. Put yourself back. Live in the now. Go back to that moment of now. Rewind. Rewind the time and go back. And say, I'm not going to let this person do this. I'm not going to allow it. And I'm telling the universe, enough is enough. Did you get that? You see how that works? I'm telling the universe, my training is over. Enough is enough. See how I've evolved? I know how to pick my battles. Okay. I just want to read what she's saying. I won't take it to my grave. But yes, the one who possibly wronged me needs to know if he or she wants to take it with them. It's about awareness and actions. If the other person genuinely feels about their actions, I am always open to forgive with my boundaries in place. But they need to come forward or take it with them. That's a very good point. Absolutely beautiful point. That's coming from the heart. It's a meet me halfway type of thing. You know? It takes two to tango. Okay? Either you can fight your enemies, or as they say in these religious terms, love your enemies. That's what loving your enemy really means. It's I'm going to interpret now. This is not what I have been told it means, because I said I receive, messages from Father and explaining things. But this is my interpretation as a human. Okay? I love myself enough that I'm not going to let your shit screw up my inner peace. That's what I'm saying. That's where I'm going with that. Okay? I'm not going to let you be a distraction to my inner peace. All right? No, you will not win. And that's how I feel. And that's how I love my enemies. Okay? All right. Know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away. That's right. That's right. Okay. Now, have you ever noticed that there are times that the universe just keeps doing things over and over again and presenting these opportunities, but it's like you living in Groundhog Day? Like, didn't I just go through this? It's called insanity. You keep doing the same thing and expecting different results. Okay? That's a loop. Okay. Now, here we go. Here's the time when people do things and it becomes enabling them. All right. This is what we do. A person comes to you and keep taking money and taking money from you, borrowing money from you. Then you know when you gave it to them, they're not giving it back. Right? So, but you give it to them anyway. You give it to them anyway. And they don't ever give it back. And they waste it, they spend it, and they do whatever. Now, it's none of our business what they do with the money. But you kind of know in the back of your mind, it's not for good. Okay? But that's not why you giving the money. They ask, you have it, you let them have it. Okay? Well, when is enough for that? They need it. And I'm going to use the word need it. They're in lack. So they do need it. They need it because they have you lost a friend over $40. Yeah, well, that's people. They needed the money. But every time they turn around, there are good reasons why they need it. But they always need it. The universe presents these opportunities for us to be their training. Okay? This is our opportunity to be their reflection of what they're projecting. Okay. Let me see. All the borrowers think I never need it back. That's less. Oh, goodness. That's a lot of money. So we're going to use this is our opportunity to tell them no. Now I'm going to say it again. This is the opportunity to say no. Now, remember I said in the no? This is how it all entwines and all comes together. Okay? So the person needs the money. They need it because they're going to lose their car. It's going to be taken, repoed, or they're going to foreclose on their homes. I don't know. Something dealing with school, whatever the reasons. They're good reasons. They're good, solid reasons. But guess what? Again, universe is using you as a tool to train them in what they're lacking and what they're missing. Hey, Judy. and what they're missing. So what you're going to do is you're going to say, no, I'm not going to enable you anymore. Because that's all you're doing. They're not learning their lesson. And don't feel guilty about it once you say no. Okay? Once you say no and you tell them, say, you know what? This is your greatest and highest good. So we're going to say no. I'm going to say no. I'm going to help you help yourself. Okay? And we're going to take this opportunity to learn and grow together. You know, there's this expression that says, feed a man for a day, but teach a man to fish and he'll eat for the rest of his life or something like that. And that's what we're doing. We're teaching these people how to fish. The universe, evidently, they're not learning their lesson. So your job and your soul contract with these people is to stop it. Okay, that's your role, character role in their story. When is enough enough? When is enough enough for you, them asking you? When is enough enough for them needing it? You're just feeding toxicity off of each other. Yes, thank you. Give a man a fish, he eats for a day. Teach him to fish and he eats for a lifetime. Thank you, Judy. Thank you. And that's exactly the case. So I want you guys to think about this. We're going to go back and we're going to say, now, do we know the difference between forgiveness and a doormat? Forgiveness is something that comes from the heart and soul of which you choose. Forgiveness is a choice. It's a training tool. Okay? It's a key element to evolvement and spiritual development. A doormat has wrong intent behind its actions. Very unhealthy. And the universe will keep looping and looping these situations until you learn and until the person that you allowed to do to you learns too. Okay? And love is the worst thing in the world because we're taught this thing about love. You show someone you love them, you give them things. That's not cool. You show someone you love them. How do you show someone you love them? What's the intent behind the gift? Are you expecting something from that? That's a whole nother story. Let me write this down. Let me write this down, actually. And make that another topic. What is it I said? Love and intent. And we're going to hit on that another time. Because that's definitely necessary. I choose not to carry that energy and honor myself. Yes. Absolutely, Christy. Doormats who are sleeping never understand that they're being controlled. This is complete lack of self-love. Yes. Low self-esteem. No worth. No self-worth. Okay? Now, let's go back over some stuff that we was talking about. Let's see what time it is. I usually have the timer on. There I go. Right on point. Look at me. 10:05. Boom, shakalaka. Let me do it. Drop the mic. Woo, man, I love it. I love it. I'm getting better at it. Okay. All right, let's go over some stuff that we talked about. Forgiveness versus doormat. The real sacrificial lamb. How much of yourself are you sacrificing? How much do you give off of yourself each time you do these things with the wrong intent? Now, that's another thing. Doormat reasons and reason of intent behind the actions take away from your energy. And they deplete you. They deplete you on all different levels. They deplete you emotionally. They deplete you mentally. They deplete you spiritually. They deplete you financially. Okay? They deplete you and they just keep taking from you in all energy levels. Now they're taking of your positive energy level and your spirituality. You'll never grow. It stumps your growth. But on the other hand, when you choose forgiveness, because you refuse for your inner peace to be disturbed, that is a plus. That is growth. That is spiritual development and evolvement. I know I've gotten to the point now where I am observing what I do. So I can't even get angry anymore. I'm at that point where something goes down. I can talk about it in an event sort of way, but I'm actually talking to my guides into the universe, and I said, I'm not angry. I can feel the difference. There's no power behind the words. They're just words that I am using to talk it out. Okay. Doormat is a veil of sacrifice. Valid point. Mwah! Thank you. All right. Eager beaver syndrome. So another intent that we want to stop doing. It's me. I'm here. I can do it. I can do it. I'm volunteering. Your hands stay up like this. You get to the point where you get tired, you're going to hold it up like that. Stop that. Stop that. Stop it right now. I would like on this day, for whomever is watching this video, from now on, before you respond to anything anyone asks you to do, think of the intent. Analyze the intent as to why you're doing it. The intent behind the response, the intent behind the action. Start becoming self-aware. Okay? Self-realization is key. Right? We want to know why we're doing the things we do. Well, we can't do that if we're still within ourselves, within our feelings, and in that ego. So when we remove the ego, now we can see what is underneath or underlying. Okay? We don't need you, ego, anymore to stand in front and protect us. We don't need that anymore. Okay? You've done your job. We appreciate you, and we still need you. So we're not going to kill you off. We're just going to give you a timeout right now. Okay? Key. Let's learn to work on our inner peace. Okay? Like I know last week, we talked about the inner child and going to our happy place and being in the moment. Okay? Reel it back in. Somebody try to take you out of it, you reel it back in. Think about that happy point. Think about that place, the happy place, that thing that makes you as a child. Get back to that inner child innocence. And then when you get home, analyze it. Release it. Cry about it. And let it go. Sit in it for a few minutes until the tears come. Let them fall. And say thank you for the lesson. Thank you, universe, for showing me. Thank you for showing me my growth. Thank you for showing me what's really going on out here. And then you'll find yourself saying, you know what? How about zap them with a little bit of energy? Some loving light. You know, I've gotten to the point now when somebody does something really wrong, I've gotten to the point and say, hey, Father, can you make them have a dark night of the soul or their awakening come fast? Like quick. That's what I asked for. I've learned, hey, wake them up tonight real fast. Let them go through that dark night of soul and see their inner demons real quick. Now that really, really does it for me. I become something, I'm like, that's better. And I feel so much better after I do that. It's a wonderful thing. I'm telling you, it's a wonderful thing. All right. Then we have the hero. I'm come here to save the day. And I'm wearing my cape. Okay? So I'm done with that. All right. We don't want to do that either. All right. Ego mind. We want it to sit down. We're going to train this thing because it's out of control. All right. Don't get distracted from focus of your inner peace. You know, I have this expression, meekness is not weakness. It's a choice. I choose to be light. I choose to be love. I choose to be a perfect example as best as I can of God's unconditional loving light. So if you choose that you need to be that way, I'm going to thank you for being used in my soul contract with you up there to test me. And you didn't win. Okay? Sorry, you did not pass go. I'm still happy. I still have my dynamic smile. And I'm going to shine my light even brighter till I blind you with it. Okay? And let me tell you, I was going to touch on this, and now it's coming back around to me. Okay. The chick at the register, right? Now, we know that she has this way about her. But what we're going to do is approach it as though we don't know her. All right? Because what we'll do is our energy is very powerful. So we'll come off as brass. Okay? And we'll be very... So we're going to go to her or him with a positive attitude. We're going to say, you know what? Their life sucks. Not my problem. We're going to go to this thing. They don't like the job. And you know what? Let me tell you this before I let you go. Speaking of this is a perfect example. I was in Walmart and this dude was waiting on me. He was like, is this all? I mean, this was his facial expression. I'm like, I was like, hi, how are you? You know me. I was like, how you doing? And he was like, fine. I was like, that's it? That's all you got? Because you waiting on me. You better come correct. Let me tell you something. You waiting on me. You should be honored. I am God's light. I held up the line. I said, honey, nothing should have your life where you doing this. If you don't like your job, you shouldn't be doing it. Especially if you going to wait on me. So we're going to try this again. Now, I'm holding up the line like this. Hi, how are you? It was like, people behind me in Walmart, and I'm trying to coach this man, this dude. And he was like, fine. I was like, there you go. I said, you look a little constipated, but there you go. I said, nothing should be that way. I said, honey, nothing's that bad. And if situation is at home, then rethink home. And little couple next to me was like, right. She's like, yes, tell it, girl. I said, yes. Now, do you see these nice people right here? What you going to do? When they say hello, you going to smile and you going to do your job, fake it. I said, leave your troubles at the door when you come to work. Learn to separate the two. If work is the issue, then come to work. Leave your issues outside that door and come to work and try and smile and realize the customers' lives that you touch every day don't have nothing to do with how you're treated at work. And I said, now, I do realize waiting on people can be a challenge. It can be a challenge. I mean, that's a whole nother thing. But treat each one as you've never experienced the previous one. So when we come up and we see that cashier and they got that attitude, we remember we're going to erase that. We're going to approach them and be like, hi, how are you? Shine that bright light. Go in with the positive intent that we changing this shit. Okay? And that's that. All right. Now I done got off on topic. I'm going to go back to what I was talking about. Okay. Remember that when a person's coming to you and they constantly come to you asking for money, that's a loop. And I call it the loop of enablement. Okay? You enabling them while you just accepting what's going on about giving them this money over and over again. And they're going to keep asking you until you say no. And the universe is going to allow them to keep doing that. And it's going to keep giving them instances where they're going to need some money because they're in need. They're in lack of something. Now, if you really want to do something, sit down, speak to your guides and say, hey, what are they lacking so they can stop asking me for this damn money? Helping them is going to help you. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I want to thank you guys for stopping in. Does anybody have any questions about what I said today? Okay. All righty. I appreciate you all. And I thank you for, again, sharing, allowing me to share your spiritual journey experience. It means a lot to me. And we're in this together as light beings, light workers. Okay? Always shine that light extra, extra bright when you find yourself in a situation. Hey, Miss Lisa. Whenever you find yourself in that situation. Okay? I love you all. Oh, you're welcome, Christine. And again, if you would like to reach out to me, you know how to find me. And I always upload this onto YouTube, so you don't have to check in and try and see it on my Facebook page. So you can just go through all of these things. I love you, Baji. You're welcome. And I'm trying to just get the word of where we're going in this, because this is all new. And we're all giving us, oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, Baz. Love you. One day you're going to come to Florida and come see me, right? I know it, you are. Anyway, I would like to share in what Father I say Father. Before you got your paper, you forgot to write down how to show love. Oh. Okay. Yeah, showing love for the wrong intent. By how you do that. I got it. Thank you, Christy. Excuse me. And just remember that you can always rewatch it on YouTube. And I'll always put the little link in the post. Okay? You can always contact me at #wonderstodee@gmail.com. All right? And my YouTube channel is #WondersToThee-Soul Ascension. And I have different things on that. And I would like to make sure, if you have not tried my Path to Knowledge guided meditation, please do so. And let me know, leave comments. Now, when I put this in YouTube, whenever I do any YouTube videos of any sort, always read my description box. Please, if you like the video, then say you like it or whatever. Because that's what brings me up on your feeds. If you don't like it or anything, they don't do it. It's done through an algorithm. Whatever. But even if you don't, just click the bell a couple of times and you'll get the notification as to when I've posted something else. Okay? All right, guys. I love you. Thank you for stopping in once again. Peace to all. Love to all. Wonders to thee. Ciao.